What?
Hey, Jim, where does wrestling discussions live?
PWP Nation?
That's correct. PWP Nation is the #1 source for all things professional wrestling. They have great articles, podcasts, and overall great wrestling content. No dirt sheet rumors, just articles and facts.
You can follow PWP Nation on all social media platforms like Facebook at facebook.com/PWP Nation. You can also follow them on Twitter and Instagram with both using the same handles, which is at PWP Nation.
Radical. And please go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe to PWP Nation Network, where you will find all the great podcasts like Offended, Beer and Money, and many more. And please give us a Dave Meltzer rating. Give us that 5-star rating.
That's right. Go join the community today to get the best content for your professional wrestling needs.
PWP Nation, where wrestling discussion lives.
There are other female wrestling YouTube channels, but there's only one me, Kelsey, bringing you quality edited videos featuring interviews with wrestlers, wrestling features, and interactive wrestling discussion. Some channels' content begins and ends with WWE. I bring you cute videos that are intelligent and creative, that also cover Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and more. Let's face it, most YouTubers wouldn't know Suzuki if he slapped them and laughed evilly in their face. So super kick it with me, and head over to Super Kickin' It with Kelsey on YouTube, at Super Kicking It with a G on all social media, and at superkickinit.com.
Super Kicking It with Kelsey, we're kicking it. It's a show about wrestling, we're kicking it. Super Kicking It with Kelsey, oh yeah.
And welcome to Offended, presented by PWP Nation. It's your boy Tricky with Cougar, and he's back. He quit, but now he's back. He took his ball, he went home, but now he's returned.
Ball singular.
Stoutsy.
What's up, you fucking marks?
And you knew Stoutsy was back because his phone already went off, and this show hadn't even begun yet. Welcome back.
Missed you.
Happy to be
Fucking the
back.
work.
We just filmed probably the greatest internet video that's ever going to be seen by man
Probably.
and woman.
I like to think I'm the Brock Lesnar of this podcast. It's like, is he going to fucking go somewhere else? Did he actually quit? Nope, they're going to put the strap on him still.
I like how Cougar has his glasses on.
I know, man. I can't...
Yeah, man.
He looks like Leo in... not The Departed. Maybe The Departed.
Thank you. See, the problem is I'm intoxicated. And it makes everything a lot easier to deal with if I have glasses on.
I think he looks like Moon Bear.
Oh, I do look...
Wink, wink.
look exactly like Moon Bear. That's the guy from that Mancast podcast.
Yeah, that Mancast podcast.
Yeah, I look a lot like him.
I was told today I had the Bradley Cooper hair going.
You do have some Bradley...
That probably went to your fucking head.
No, you look like him in Florida, especially with those glasses on.
Yeah, I did. So suck it, Stout.
That was nice.
God, you got my fucking microphone
There
up
you
in my
go.
fucking headphones. What kind of
Mark.
fucking welcome is this?
Shut up. Well, anyway, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at OffendedPod. You can buy our t-shirt at www.prowrestlingtees.com/offended-podcast. Go listen to our NHL talk exclusively on Facebook under our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/offendedpod. There's only a few more left. Maybe one more left, depending on how the game goes tonight, as we're recording Thursday night. Capitals win. Game over. We got one episode left of NHL talk exclusively on Facebook until
the off season
begins.
Oh.
And go follow our playlist at Offended Presents Songs of the Month, which was updated yesterday. Brand new songs from May are now on it. It's actually a good playlist. I was listening to it today. I finally listened to that Roan song. I really like it.
Yeah, isn't he? He's got good flow,
Yeah.
though. It's like chilling. It's like...
And that camp song that you were talking about, Cougar, that song is
Fucking
fantastic.
Awesome. Everything that dude does is amazing.
That song is Latchkey Kids, also that Stoutsy brought up, as another good song. Like, I was proud. And Dugan's song picks are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That Sir song, or the rapper Sir. I forget what the song was called, but that he's good. Like, that's awesome. I'm so happy. So happy.
I literally was about to get mad and be like, oh, I didn't get my songs on for the last week, but I fucked up last weekend.
But that's okay. So last week, since we were in Florida, you probably heard we had probably the drunkest episode yet of Offended. Before we get into that, and if you're not doing it now, go follow us. Listen to us on iHeartRadio. Just type in Offended. We pop right up. But, so back to Florida. Yeah, that was probably the drunkest. That was the closest thing we're probably going to get to a talking shop. You know. We'll hit on that in a little bit. I think Cougar has a little story he can tell from
it was a bad time.
That experience of from that episode. Mm-hmm. Something happened. Stoutsy, I didn't tell you yet, so you're going to hear it for the first time.
I haven't. Oh, was it in the episode? I only got like 30 minutes.
No. So. I mean, you kind of vaguely tell. It's what happens after we go off air.
Did you pop a boner?
I was popping a boner the whole time. I'm popping a boner now. Every time I start talking, man.
But before we get into Songs of the Week, on today's episode, we'll talk with Cougar on that story, on his little drunken escapade.
Oh, yeah.
We got CM Punk, Colt Cabana winning their court case against WWE Dr. Allman. Fucked him. Allman? How do you pronounce his name?
It's like $4 million of shit, wasn't it?
He wanted $4 million from each, plus like millions of dollars on top of it. It rounded out to be $48 million from Colt Cabana and CM Punk. He wanted both.
Fuck.
Yeah. Which Colt Cabana does not have.
Wow. No, he doesn't.
We'll also talk this weekend's UFC pay-per-view with CM Punk as well. Talk a couple other things, but hey, let's get into it. Songs of the Week. We know it's the first week. It's the first week of the new month. Usually we do a throwback. We're going to do a throwback next week. We're going to do that next week. Only because we kind of did like a throwback in Florida, which was last week, so I didn't want to do it too.
Yeah, you guys did do a throwback. I was pretty upset.
I'm gonna. You know what? I'll start it. You want me to start it?
Yeah.
Start it.
You can start it. Go ahead.
No, I gotta get my phone to not go black on me.
All right. Well, my first song is by the wonderful, wonderful band who are back. The 1975. Give Yourself a Try. Song is
it's one of my songs, so
I figured it would be.
Yeah, it was going to be my number one song.
Yeah.
Did they just come out with the new album?
New single.
Gotcha.
2 albums coming.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm
amped.
I'm amped too. But Give Yourself a Try. That is my number one song of this week. I just wanted to say it first. I knew Stouts had it.
Does that song just every time just make you want to dance? Like
just
kick your legs 80s styles?
Yourself a try.
In the music videos? Every time I hear it, I'm just like...
Naked Lady didn't like it the first time she heard it, and then she, I played it 2 more times, and all of a sudden she's like, can you play Give Yourself a Try? And now she, sings it nonstop right away. Now. Oh, so did I.
I love it because it's different.
Yeah.
It's very awesome.
Very good. Kooks,
awesome.
You want to go ahead?
Fuck Everything by Harry Soulman.
Fuck Everything by Harry Soulman?
Yes. Very, very fun song. Fuck Everything. It's a fun song. It's very summery, and it's legit. It's talking about some real shit there.
All right. Well,
give it a try. Harry Soulman. Never heard of him before, but fuck everything is what he's got.
All right.
Well,
my song was also Give Yourself a Try, so I'll just go into my second one.
Okay, that's fine. Sure.
This guy named Ben Rector, little solo artist. You ever heard of him?
Yep.
It's pretty good. He's got some catchy stuff.
Yeah.
He's got a new album coming out. New song called Old Friends. Just a little something you turn on while you're cruising with the windows down, and you think, man, my old friends suck. They are not this cool.
They're not. Yeah, they suck donkey dick.
Yeah. Good little jam, though.
My second song is I Like Me Better by Lauv. Lauv.
Oh, yeah, he was one of the artists I've had on before.
Yeah.
Lau.
I
think his name's called, I think it's Lau.
Lauv.
Like
Me Better, but he has a new album out, and the album's really good. Like Me Better is the first song off that album. Check it out.
I don't think I've heard it yet. Yeah, I like him.
It's brand. Yeah, it came out on Friday.
I dig his stuff.
I like him.
Cool.
Kukes.
All right, I'm gonna go Terry Fold from Chaos from the Rick and Morty soundtrack. It's a fun song too.
What's it called?
Terry Flaps. Grab those Terry Flaps. Grab those flappy folds. Yeah, motherfucker, grab them.
Morty.
Piss on the floor. Yeah.
Morty. Get over it, Morty.
Actually, I might have to go Oh, Get
40, get over
Swifty.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
It show's so good. So good.
So glad they
Get
got
Swifty.
fucking- how many episodes did they get?
Like over 100, like 117.
You
or
look
something.
like you're blind right now.
Yeah,
I
you
am.
do. It's
I am
actually
blind.
pretty
The way
fucking
like
funny.
you keep shaking your head, I'm like, is that Stevie Wonder? Over
Yeah,
there?
Chris Pontius was blind. That's
He's always calling me Chris Pontius.
you look like him, man. You were, how was that movie you were just in? Action Point? Is it doing well?
Action. Oh yeah. Me and Johnny, we just worked great together. I'm really glad I got to work with him again. We were really trying to get the boys back on this one. Spoiler alert: we got Steve-O in the movie. Some other secrets you're gonna have to find out. Go watch it. Action Point just came out.
That was way too like coherent to be Chris Pontius.
There wasn't enough stupid ass laughs.
Yeah, Lord Pontius would be like, I thought it was good. I showed my penis a couple times. Yeah.
My dick was in it a lot. Grab those Terry flaps.
So this will be my last song. I guess it's not. It's new to me. It's like a month ago.
Two more songs, right?
No, because I'd give yourself. You said 3 songs.
5. Always do 5.
You said no. The other week you said we're going back to 3.
I said that last 2 weeks ago just because we had so many people on.
Oh, when it was just me and you? Oh,
No, we had we had Naked Lady, we had Cougar.
I thought you meant we were actually going back to 3. Well, I can find 2 more. But anyway,
Okay.
song's about a month old, but new to me. A little Florence and the Machine. Hunger.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Hunger.
Fuck yeah.
Hunger.
I like it.
Oh my
Fuck
god.
yeah. I guess is there a new album? I couldn't. I know there's a new. They
is
just
it
dropped
out?
a tour.
Yeah.
It is out?
Or
I think they're coming out with one.
it was like an LP. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, but yeah, Hunger, good song.
Everything they do. I cannot explain to you how much I love Florence and the Machine. I'm
Florence
going
and
to
the Machine is
Montreal
awesome.
to
She
see
is
them.
so good.
So good.
She was in a song with somebody recently too, like a rock band, and she fucking killed it. Is
You
that
know
Panic
who-
at the Disco?
I think it is. Sorry, the NHL game is on right now, and I think that's Panic at the Disco playing in front of the Bellagio, like in the water. That's actually really cool looking.
It was cool.
They have the
looking.
projection like on the Bellagio right now. Vegas, man,
Vegas.
they're doing it.
They're
killing it.
Everybody better step up their game.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree. So we had Florence and the Machine, Hunger. My next song is "Hang Out at the Gallows" by Father John Misty. He has a brand new album out that just came out this last Friday. Father John Misty is a phenomenal
he is good as fuck.
singer, entertainer, and I've seen him live a couple times, and he's just kind of like, he just does not give a shit about anything, and he's hilarious. But
I like him a lot.
check it out. "Hang Out at the Gallows," Father John Misty. Cougs, what's your last, or no, second to last
Second to
song.
last.
Yeah, what's your 4th song?
X gonna give it to you. DMX.
Wait, this is your 3rd song.
This
Right.
is my I think this
Third,
is my
yeah,
third.
yeah, it's your 3rd song. Yeah.
X gonna give it to
X gonna give it to you by
X is gonna give it to you.
by
DMX.
by Britney Spears.
X gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you.
What? Come on! Yeah,
I was listening to that.
that's
over
Mr.
here.
Wilson's favorite
Limp
song.
Bizkit?
My way.
My way or the highway.
Limp Biscuit.
I can rhyme my way with highway. WrestleMania 17. Come on now.
Those are scary people.
What you gonna do? Backwards red hat. All right,
Where's Red at?
what's your 3rd song?
Well, that last one was my 3rd song, so this will be my 4th one.
Oh yeah, because give yourself a try.
Yeah, you fucking try to take it from me.
All right, we'll go back to you.
I got one.
Okay. Jesus.
I don't want to say it anymore.
Well, I was just saying.
Sangria Wine by Pharrell Williams.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything from Pharrell in a while.
Yeah.
It's a nice little jam.
Sangria wine.
Makes you want to drink and eat a margarita
Yeah.
off some
Eat a margarita off
boobs.
off a bitch.
Boobs.
Yeah. Really eat her up.
ass boobs.
His boobs. My 4th song is by a band called Weezer. Africa. They covered Africa.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't listen to it yet.
Weezer's cover of Africa is my song. You don't need me to explain anymore. That's
Yeah,
all
that's
it is.
enough.
They
I'm
covered
gonna
another
listen
one,
right
too.
Away.
Good Lord, take me away from you.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I love Africa. Fuck yeah. Woo! I can't wait.
I miss the rains out in Africa.
Hot blood.
Beverly
like Kaleo.
Hills. That's where I want to pee.
It's PK Subban on NBC Sports. Okay, so
Why would they have fucking
Cougar, What's your fourth song?
Hot Blood by Kaleo.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Kaleo is...
Kaleo. Why do I know that?
Amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah, you know them.
What's the song?
I think Hot Blood's actually an NXT theme song.
There we go.
They're so good. Every song they do. They only have one album out, but every song on it.
Fucking losers.
Fucking amazing.
Jim, what's your fourth? Do you have one?
This is my fifth, because I had to give itself a try. You've done this 4 times in a row. Fucking pay attention. I produce the show. I fucking make the show. I am the show. I'm a fucking idiot.
This is so much better without him.
You know what? I'm gonna... you, first off. This one goes out to my real ones. You know where I'm going with this?
Oh, no. It was so bad.
I'm going with Phoenix.
Oh, God.
By Enzo Amore.
God, that song was so bad. It was so bad.
It's the worst song ever.
And
but I gotta put it out there.
Oh, man.
Dude, you didn't like it?
It's so bad. No,
It's so
I hate
bad.
it.
I hate the video.
So
where he like tries to incorporate corporate like wrestling and stuff to it.
I don't like it at all.
Like a phoenix.
I'm back like a phoenix. What up?
No, big fucking.
I don't like it.
That sounds a lot like it's a lot.
It is a lot.
There's a lot going on in that.
It's one of those bad songs that like you're probably hearing to be like, fuck, why is this in my head?
Yeah. I'm going to bring it back up, though, for my fifth and final song. Yeezy's back. Kanye West, Wouldn't Leave.
Fuck, no.
Wouldn't Leave is my last song.
You know, listen to the whole album all the way through. None of the songs impressed me. I was okay with a couple of them, but...
Nah, that's just... I love the album. I think the album's great. It sounds like old Kanye. I like slower Kanye.
I didn't listen to it.
I did
you
not
like old
get...
Kanye?
No. Oh, no, I just don't like the album.
It doesn't have the old
like,
Kanye
all of a
beats
sudden
to it.
Now he brings in
Dude,
the whole...
How do you not... It has the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy beats in it.
I did not get that style from that. I thought it was a more generic style.
No way!
Oh, yeah. There was no My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy
How
crazy
about
like
it?
singers in it.
Is.
Every song in My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy had like opera loops into it and shit.
No, the guitar is what I'm talking about. The
I
guitar
miss-
from like Runaway is in like Ghost Town.
He didn't have the crazy like tribal drums in any of the songs either.
That's not My Beautiful Dark. That's Jesus.
No. He had that in 808s.
Yeah,
808s he had the tribal drums in a ton.
Loving you
Yeah.
I wanted to.
So did he just bring in like a bunch of like mental depression type shit into the album?
No, I like the album. No, it's actually like cool. I like what he raps about in it. Like he actually talks about like positive shit. Like the first song is the only one that's like bipolar. Like he makes it about bipolar, like disorder. It's like a poem. It's like the first song.
So he's going that
Today I
route,
thought
too.
about killing you, but I thought about killing myself too. I love myself way more than I love you.
So you better bet I thought about killing you.
Yeah. I like that.
Wasn't a fan.
I don't know. I liked it.
I was kind of grooving to the
I think he's
first
just
song.
trying to go mainstream with the whole
It was
bipolar
pretty.
mentality
I
thing.
don't think he has to try. I think he's pretty mainstream.
I'm
He had
just saying,
100.
you-
He had 100 million streams in 30 days.
Now he's following everybody else's footsteps.
To his beats and shit, I think so.
I don't know. You called out Logic for thinking he just made that song just to get big.
The song's not about suicide, though. It's about his bipolarness. He's just using that,
Which is something that everybody has. Not everybody, but people have.
Logic is
It's a
just
mental issue.
Logic's just a tool. I don't like Logic.
You don't like him because you said he used suicide as a way to get
No,
big.
I don't.
Yeah,
okay,
he said
I
it.
don't like it. Okay, that is one thing. I feel like he did use that to get famous. Kanye didn't use that to get famous. Kanye was already Kanye.
Yeah,
Like,
but all
Logic needed that to get over. Nobody even gave a fuck about Logic before that.
all that
And
mental
I hate-
illness talk was...
I hate the way that he's always like, I'm gonna break it down like this because I know this like so much better than everybody else, and I'm just gonna sit here and talk about
That's
it.
what Kanye does, too.
And I'm sorry, I'm just like getting emotional. I know. I'll tell you off.
Kanye does the same thing.
I'll tell you off mic why I don't like him. And
I mean, you've told me before.
Logic sounds like
it's
a
a
gay
different.
guy.
It's kind of like I kind of just like realized it just now why I don't like him. It just totally came to me.
Because he's
I'll tell you.
big fingers.
I'll tell you in a second. What's your fifth and final song, Cougar?
Shit. All I Want Is You by Barry Lewis Pulsar.
By who?
Barry Lewis Pulsar. If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I'd want is you to be my sweet honeybee. If I was a tree growing tall and green, all I'd want is you to shake me and be my leaves.
By Barry who?
Barry Lewis Polisar. Polisar.
All right.
It's from the Juno soundtrack. It's the very first song they play in that movie. That's how I heard it.
It is from the fucking Juno soundtrack.
I've only seen
I was
Juno.
gonna say, how do I know that?
Free. It's a good fucking
Like,
song.
I know that.
It's
how do
groovy.
I know that?
You play that song for a chick in the car, she's gonna go, "Whoa, what is this?"
I thought you were gonna pick Codaline. All I want. It's nothing.
You know what?
more.
I haven't put Dead Crush in any of these, but that deserves an honorable mention.
You have.
I did?
Yeah, it's on 2 episodes ago.
Oh,
It's in
fuck
the,
yeah.
It's
Fuck
in the
yeah.
songs. It's in the songs of the month playlist.
Awesome.
Go follow it.
Bro, I tried to find it. I'll try and find it again.
Shit, we still can't find it. Okay, so anyway, those were our songs of the week for the first week. Of
How come you don't
June.
like Kiefer Sutherland?
You're just coming right out with it.
I like
He's got a
Kiefer
beef.
Sutherland. I don't like his. Have you listened to him sing?
It's kind of it's good in parts.
It's fuck you. God,
He
don't
hits-
come at me.
No,
I
he
only
hits
asked
some of
'cause,
those notes.
Who said the song last week?
Greg, that's
Yeah,
that's
and I was
Greg's
like,
pick.
I kind of that song's one of them. Like we do like a Hard Knocks video for Wolf Football League, and we're in it, and that's like the credits song. And I was like, I kind of like the song. But, like listen to it all the way through. It's like, man, there's like every like 30 seconds, it's like,
Ugh, cringe.
just play the
Captain
guitar.
Cringe.
Okay, those are our songs
I had
of
to
the
ask while
week.
we were
You
doing
can follow our playlist on Spotify
Follow that shit.
at Songs of the or Offender Presents Songs of the Month. Get uploaded or updated at the end of every month. It just got updated yesterday with brand new songs from the month of May. The month of May. The month of May. That's the arcade fire and the feelings going away. It's the month of May. It's a good song, actually. But anyway, before we carry on with the show, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor, the Anything But Credible podcast.
Well, hello there. Dukes, Keith, and Griff here from the Anything But Credible podcast, a.k.a. the ABC Pod. Fellas?
Holla.
Oh, hello. We're here to let you know that you could be possibly missing out on the best podcast ever created, aside from the Offended podcast, of course, and you don't want to be missing that. Now, what makes us the best? Griff? Yeah, great. Keith? Exactly. Look, I'll keep it really simple for you. Crazy people, crazy news, crazy theories, crazy uncredible. That's right. We made that word up. Griff, Keith, say something crazy for me.
Russia wants you to believe in Finland. Real.
Nice. Look, you can find us just about anywhere that you get your podcasts, especially Apple Podcasts. Also, don't forget to hit us up on Facebook at ABC Pod. That's ABC POD. Twitter at _ABC Pod. And Instagram at ABC Podcast. Check in with us for a new episode every Monday and join the conspiracy to commit stupid. We will see you then, and shout out to the Offended Podcast.
Adios.
Later, guys. Like you more than a friend.
And welcome back to Offended, presented by PWP Nation. So, fun fact for those listening right now, we just took like a 3-hour break to watch the hockey game. And we made, I think, the correct decision. Wow.
What a game!
Yeah,
What
that was fucking
a
wild.
game. They're taking the picture right now at the cup, the team photo. Congratulations to the Washington Capitals on winning their very first Stanley Cup championship, and a major congratulations to Alexander Ovechkin. We'll get into that on Hockey Talk. Anyway, now with that all being said, last week we recorded an episode in good old Florida. Jim wasn't on it, but Tunkel made his Offended debut. Greg returned for the first time since episode 1, and we had Naked Lady and Cougar joining the episode as well. But as the episode progressed, so did Cougar's state of mind.
Alcohol intake.
Yes.
So here's a little.
Assumed a lot.
So fun fact: Offended's original idea was to tell drunk stories and just shoot the shit and get drunk, kind of like talking shop, and it's kind of morphed into a show of its own, which I think has been working out okay for us.
I think so.
We're on iHeartRadio. We have some decent followers right now. I think we've done a pretty decent thing right now.
Yeah, we're rock and rolling.
We are rocking and rolling. But with that being said, we went back to that routine last week, and I kind of realized why I didn't like doing that. We got a little too drunk. Nobody was staying on course. But, okay. Now, with all that being said, Cougar, go ahead, take it away. What happened last week towards the last 20 minutes and off mic after we were done recording?
Please tell me about your story.
So the problem was, I was at a steady drunk going into the podcast, and I was happy with it. I was like, all right, I got to be a little bit drunk to get going, and I was there. But then Greg says, bring the bottles up. I'm like, all right, here we go. So I'm consuming probably a shot of rum per 10 minutes. How long did we go? About 2 hours?
We went probably about 2 hours. Yeah, we paused a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot of mishaps.
We probably went about close to 3 hours just because we were pausing a lot and people were getting up. How many times did you pee during?
At least 15.
Dude, like it got to a point.
You did about
a ton.
Close to, if you did a shot every 10 minutes and you were there for about 3 hours around the table, she did like 36 shots.
Something ridiculous.
We didn't realize how much alcohol you put in your drink.
Like, I was getting there. The problem wasn't the rum. The problem was the vodka that Greg brought up too, that I was just putting a little bit in there. And then as it progressed, I always make my drink the same way, and it's always half a shot of rum, a little bit of vodka. It fills up about half of a solo cup. And that's usually what I'm sipping on, but Greg brought up this vodka and started pouring that in there for me. So it got my flow off. And that's what really fucked me up.
Blaming Greg.
Greg is the reason I got so fucked up. I usually don't drink anything but rum.
I don't think it was Greg.
It was Greg.
I'm going to disagree with you on this one.
It was the vodka. It's not the rum.
I think you just drank too much.
I did drink too much.
I don't think it was Greg, though. I never saw Greg say, pour it. He
said bring that vodka up, and he started telling me to mix that in with the two. And it was good. He was right. It was a better drink. Kept that going and got a little too fucked. See, I can't drink anything but rum or I get too fucked. Tequila puts me out immediately. Vodka makes me puke, which I did.
Yeah, so as the show progresses on, he keeps getting up to go to the bathroom. Cougar keeps getting up to go to the bathroom.
At least 15 times. It was nuts.
It got to the point in the last 20 minutes of the episode, we finally start talking about it on the show because we're like, you're going again? What are you doing?
I'm the same way. If I drink beer, bro, I'm peeing every 20 minutes.
I've already pissed 4 times here.
But you were going consistently.
Yeah.
It got to a point where it was every 5 minutes.
And good flow too. It was
a decent flow.
Damn.
Probably a canful, a beer canful.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was weird. We were all like, whoa.
I was drinking a lot.
Nobody realized that you were drunk until the last, I want to say 10 to 5 minutes of the episode, and we're like, oh man, you're gone. It's when we played Gang Bang the Goat is when we realized it.
We played Gang Bang the Goat?
Yeah.
What?
And when Naked Lady goes, Cougar, you can try and play along if you want, and you just go, I'm gonna win. You're slurring. I looked over at Tunkle, and you got up to go to the bathroom again, right after that, and I looked over at Tunkle, and Tunkle just goes, uh-oh. We're in trouble. So the episode ends, and you just you return to the fog.
Yes.
You fog out. We used to call him the fog because on the beach he would just disappear. He would never say he's leaving.
Every family thing I would disappear.
It's basically an Irish goodbye, but times 10.
You're basically a ship in the fog.
Yeah. Night. I would disappear, and I was really good at it. I actually put in an effort to be really good at it.
So we called him the fog. He fogged out, and we're like, where'd he go? Well, do you remember anything else from there on out?
I remember being in the shower and puking in the shower and just chilling in there for a half hour until my girlfriend's banging on the door to get me out. And I'm like, fuck off.
Well, we were downstairs. We heard banging on the door, and somebody didn't hear it yet. And so that's when I was like, Todd, go up there before somebody hears Sammy banging on the door. Otherwise, it's going to cause a huge shit show. So that's why he ran up to try and get you to open the door.
Oh, I don't even remember him trying to get me to open the door.
Yeah, because he was like, stop banging on the door before, a certain somebody, older person.
Sammy trips out over everything, all right? So I'm just drunk sitting in the shower.
We told Sammy to go check on you because you were up there for a while. We realized that you were in the shower because we asked Sammy where you were.
Yeah.
So we're still sitting down there and you're still in the shower, and I think me and Tunkle were like, you should go check on him.
Yeah.
And then we hear the bang, and I'm like, I think she's banging on the door. And so it's Uncle ran up there. So you come up
I
in the shower.
remember being
wasn't me.
I was fine. I was just chilling. I was like, all right, I just need to chill in here and sober up. I was having a good old time with my naked self. And then she starts stressing me out. So I'm like, all right.
I am good. Just leave me alone.
I'm like, fuck off.
I know this isn't normal,
I'm
but
drunk.
Just good.
Leave me alone. I'm drunk. She's like, oh my god, you're all drunk. I'm like, yeah, I'm drunk. So she gets me out. I stumble into the bedroom. She's bitching at me. And I was puking in the shower, fine. Like, that's why I'm in the shower. Leave me alone. But she nags me into the bedroom, so I start puking on the floor.
Her fault.
Her fault. Should have left me in the shower. What's going to go wrong in the shower? Are you going to drown? Good luck.
So you started puking on the floor in the bedroom?
Yes. I was just hanging my head over, apparently.
On the bed?
Yeah, this is where I start not to remember. But I do remember trying to act as sober as possible. And
yeah.
And yeah, there was some puke on the wall, apparently.
Yeah, apparently you, from what we found out, like the next day, is that like you were throwing up on the floor. Mm-hmm. You covered it up with a towel, but then you tried to push the towel under the bed to hide it.
I think I was like scooping it all into like a circle.
Gross.
Like, all right, let me
so
just
gross.
Get this all in one place.
Oh, no.
And Sammy probably told him that because she gets kind of crazy with everything.
And then we heard that you puked all over the bed then too.
No, none on the bed.
That's what we heard.
None on the bed, luckily, or else that would have been an even bigger shit show.
Well, we thought it was funny that Sammy just threw the towel in the washing machine. We're like, ew, you gotta wash that shit off before you throw it in the washing machine.
There's probably chunks everywhere.
Yeah, there was.
You know what, though? All of that could have been avoided.
Yeah.
If she left you in the shower.
Yeah.
That's actually very true.
It would. I was fine. I knew what I was doing. I've been there before.
Women just like think they're helping you, and it's
they're
like
not.
Just
like leave me alone. But she was bitching so hard. She's yelling. She's banging on the door. I'm like, chill. I know what I'm doing. I've been here before.
Tunkle and I got blamed for you drinking too much.
I'm sorry.
And then, but I agreed with Tunkle. Tunkle's like, he's old enough to know. He just got drunk. We've all been there. We've all thrown up before. And it's no big deal. Who cares?
It's vacation,
bro. And all the days were rainy. We had nothing to do. It was raining earlier that day. Double red flags on the beach. What am I going to do besides get fucked every day?
Yep.
That's what I told Sammy, too. Before we went, I was like, I am drinking so much.
Whether you like it
or
not.
The next day, Naked Lady, myself, and Tunkle were watching you. And I looked over at Tunkle. I'm like, has he touched a beer yet today? And he's like, oh, no. Either Sammy was like, you're not drinking today, or he just doesn't want to drink today. I'm like, I think it's a little both. Because if I was puking the night before and I smelled any beer, I'd be like, get it away from me.
I didn't have any beer, though.
You looked hungover the next day. You were a little crabby the next day. I'll give you that.
So I got taken out of the shower.
Yeah, if I was in the shower, and she was bitching so hard the next day. Like, she was so mad all day. So mad. Like, I've never had my girlfriend
everywhere. Well, I was thrown up in one fucking spot.
Until you moved me everywhere.
I'm on your side on this, man.
I'm on
she
your
was
side.
Like, you're so fucking hungover. Do you always get drunk like that? Go ahead. Go get drunk again. Like, chill. I'm drunk all the time.
Ahead.
Say so.
I'm drunk most of the time I'm with you.
Go ahead.
All right, but if I get drunk this time, you leave me in the shower.
But the next morning, she was like, you're not having any alcohol the whole rest of that vacation. And I was like, all right, give me today and like half of tomorrow. Deal? She's like, all right, fine. So the next, I actually woke up at about 2 in the morning. I felt great. I went outside for a minute, was chilling. I was gonna grab a brew. I wanted one so bad, but I knew she would have been mad at me. She would have smelt it on my breath and ripped my balls off with her.
What's she gonna do? Walk home?
That's a good point. I told Naked Lady
That's why I'm single. I always find something else behind it. Like, well, yeah, she'll be mad, but is she gonna do this? No.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Moral of the story is, if your boyfriend's puking in the shower,
let him be.
Yeah, he's puked before. He knows what he's doing.
I'm the same way. If I'm like uncomfortable and I'm like say like I'm drunk or something like that, and I'm like uncomfortable, and I just want to be left alone. I just want to be like not touched. I just want to breathe. I just want my own space. I don't want people breathing down my neck, asking me if I'm okay every 2 seconds. I just want to be by myself.
Yeah. Unless I ask you.
Yeah. Like, it's rare enough that you're too drunk to either get somewhere where you can puke peacefully or grab a trash can or something. Like, even if there wasn't a shower, I'd have been puking, a whole trash can full.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, anyway, that was the Cougar story.
Mexico. Yeah.
So, what I want everybody to do, if you haven't gone back and listened to the episode from last week, or actually this past week, so we posted it on Tuesday, because I was not going to sit there and edit the episode in Florida. I highly recommend going back and listening to the episode because it's a funny shit show.
Do it knowing I'm consuming a whole lot.
I'm going to warn some people now. It's probably our most offensive episode we've probably done to date. But
yeah, when Stoutsy's not on, we can be as offensive as we fucking want.
Well, I kind of figured that we were wasted and that one gives it a special warning.
It's not an excuse.
Tunkel and Greg there's a lot of parts you had to edit out from that.
Yeah, and then,
they got bad.
We all did it one.
I fed into it a lot.
We were all pretty drunk, like halfway through the episode. You can really tell with me because I go to say something, I'm like, oh, and I've noticed it when we paused, and I was like, I'm gonna stop drinking for a second. Like, so that was the story. Go back and listen to the episode to hear Cougar progressively become the drunkest person on the planet at the time.
If you've ever listened to the 9 Inch Nails album Downward Spiral, where every song gets progressively crazier, that's it.
That's it.
That's this podcast.
All right, moving on. CM Punk and Colt Cabana, they win their court case against WWE Dr. Alman? Yeah, Dr. Toolbag.
Give me a rundown on this.
How long has this been going on? 4 years?
4 years has been going on.
I'm not exactly sure what this was all about. I just want to watch the interview this morning.
CM Punk quit WWE in 2014 at the day after the Royal Rumble because he was unhappy with management, but he was also unhealthy as the doctor was not taking care of him. He expressed all of this on Colt Cabana's podcast, which Colt Cabana's another pro wrestler who they're really close friends. They're like best friends. Punk told his side of the story and told it fucking step by step, word for word of what actually happened in his last couple of years with WWE and why he was unhappy and why he left. It's a really good podcast. I've showed people that podcast who aren't wrestling fans and they love it. They're intrigued by what happened and you feel bad for Punk.
Yeah.
Punk in the podcast talks about how the doctor never took care of him, and towards the last 3 or 4 months of Punk being in WWE, he started to get a cyst on his back, on his right where his trunks rest, so you couldn't see it. It was right on where his trunks were. You started to get a little small cyst. He walked up to the doctor and he's like, "What's this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing." It's like, "Okay." It's fast forward 3 weeks later, the cyst gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and he's like, okay, this is not normal. It's getting bigger. It's now purple. What's going on? The doctors gave him a Z-Pack, and it's just an antibiotic. The antibiotic didn't do shit. Actually made Punk worse. During a SmackDown televised event, he shit his pants. He shit his trunks during a match. You didn't see the poop come out, but you saw him grab back and oh shit, I just shit my pants. That made him shit his pants because the antibiotics were so bad. It started getting worse to the point where Punk was he couldn't sleep at night. The bumps that he was taking in the ring were extremely painful. He said he was sweating sleeping at night because it hurt so bad. He couldn't barely put on his wrestling trunks. It hurt bad. Mm-hmm. After the Royal Rumble, he was like, "Doc, you need to cut this fucking thing off me. Stop giving me antibiotics." And they gave him another antibiotic. So Punk was like, "You motherfucker, you've already been giving me antibiotics. It's not working." The next day, they told Punk the plans for WrestleMania. Punk got mad about it and quit. Yeah. I don't think he would have quit though if he was healthy.
That's fucking all he asked for. He asked for it, didn't he? He's like, I need a little a small break. I need. So if I can get healthy, I can work better and be better.
On top of this, Punk was wrestling with a messed up knee, a messed up elbow. He's had several concussions. Punk just wanted some time off, and they would not give him the time off, with Vince McMahon promising him 3 separate occasions that he owes him one, and he never did. He never followed up on it. They always rushed Punk back from an injury because they thought he was the best worker, which Punk was at the time. So Punk was always rushing back, and Punk said he has like that mentality, that old school mentality, that he wants to be the best, so he always rushed back. Instead of telling them no, he would always rush back. Well, Punk finally was like, I need some time off. Like, I need time off. They wouldn't give it to him. So Punk quits. Goes on the podcast, tells that story, tells everything about it. And after he quit, like a week later, his wife, AJ Lee, sent him to her doctor in Tampa. A doctor took one look at it. He's like, that's a full-blown staph infection, like extremely bad staph infection. And the doctor's like, you need to go to the ER, like, now. And Punk's like, what if we don't have time to go to the ER right now? The doctor, right there and then, cut the cyst, popped it, and was squeezing all the shit, like, out of his body. Punk was saying that was the most painful thing he has ever experienced in his life. He said he's gotten tattoos, like, on his neck. He's gotten tattoos in some painful spots. He said nothing compares to what he felt on the doctor's table that day.
Damn.
He said, like, pus was, like, shot, like, on the ceiling because it was, like, so disgusting. And so with that, the doctor was like, what did those doctors in WWE give you? And he's like, all they gave me was a Z-Pack. And he's like, are you kidding me? Like, a Z-Pack? Like, that's not going to do anything. You need that cut out of you. So, proving Punk right.
Yeah.
The doctors was saying it was so bad he should have been dead, but because Punk was so healthy and didn't drink or do drugs or anything, that he was okay. They said if Punk probably would have had like a few beers during those times, he probably would have died.
Wow.
So, Punk tells all this on the podcast. The WWE doctor just sued him for dropping his name. They said they sued him for, I forget what it was for exactly, but I remember one of them, so it was several different reasons. One of them was like using his name on the podcast, but Punk was like, we never used your name. I always said Doc when I was referring to him. And I listened to it back, and he never once said the doctor's name. He always referred to him as Doc. So they say that Punk pleads his case. The doctor then, during the court trial, openly admitted to not following regulation and like the rules of like being a doctor. They full-blown knew that Punk had a concussion in the Royal Rumble match and still took a move from Kane through a table. So that, to me, right there, when the doctor was like, said that and all this other stuff, I'm like, oh, Punk won.
Yeah.
The doctor was asking for like $40 million out of this deal.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. And so with that, Punk and Cabana won from the jury, like unanimous jury vote. Like I think everybody on the jury voted for CM Punk and Colt Cabana. Punk was so happy that he just broke down like at the court and just like hugged his wife, like crying. He's like, it's over. We can finally put WWE behind us. I left the company 4 years ago. And Punk said he's completely done with professional wrestling now, but I personally think he's full of shit, and I think he's going to be at All In. That's my opinion. And I think that's the wrestling way, you know, always lie and say you're not going to do it, and then you just show up.
He was talking to Ariel Helwani this morning, and I caught this interview as soon as it came out, and he was talking about nobody's offered him a straight-up contract or anything. They've all just kind of thrown out hypotheticals or anything. He said, if they told me straight up, we'll give you this amount of money for this amount of matches, for this amount of time or whatever, he'd consider it. He said he wouldn't say it's not a possibility.
I think right now, if that doctor gets fired, and I think you for sure see a chance of Punk coming back to WWE without a doubt.
Really? What about New Japan?
I think he's going to go to New Japan and Ring of Honor. I think if he loses on Saturday, I think he for sure goes back to professional wrestling. He's still really close friends with one of the Young Bucks, And, like, they're really super close. And the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes are running that All-In show in Chicago, which me and Naked Lady are going to.
That'd be fucking awesome. CM Punk comes out there. That'd be wild.
My fantasy booking is CM Punk versus Kenny Omega for the main event.
That'd be wild.
That'd be dope. So, with that being said, Cougar, take us into the segue. This Saturday is UFC. What number is it? UFC
225.
225. What are the three? Actually, let's just go. What is the main event of the televised, like the national television, like on Fox Sports, and what's the main event of that? And what are the big matches on the pay-per-view?
Can you look up the card for me real quick?
Oh, I thought you were already. Oh, I'm a Mr. UFC.
I know. There's so many good fights on here. It's crazy. One I'm most excited for.
Phony.
There's a phony.
I think the final fight on free television is Holly Holm, Megan Anderson.
That's on the card. That's on the main card.
That's on the main
That's
card?
on the pay-per-view. So, okay, the preliminary main event is Alistair Overeem versus...
And Curtis Blades.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, that's a wild fight. I can't believe they have Alistair Overeem on the prelims. I have Overeem on that, but Curtis Blades is a tough motherfucker. Can't stand it. I have Overeem by decision.
And get this, on the Fight Pass, before they go to Fox Sports 1, you have the main event of that is Rashad Evans versus Anthony Smith.
Yeah.
Rashad Evans is on a Fight Pass.
How crazy is that? They had Anderson Silva main event of Fight Cast.
What?
Two. Yeah, right? They're really trying to sell this thing.
Wow.
That's how they're gonna... They always put a big name on there.
Do you have Rashad taking that fight? Or is he done?
No, Rashad's done. He loses by decision.
All right, let's go to the main card. Obviously, kicking off the show is CM Punk, Mike Johnson.
I had faith in CM Punk the whole time leading up to this. I've watched... He's put out very few videos of his camp.
He's been in court the entire time.
He looked good in what I did see, but when I saw him this morning on Hawani's show, he looked frail.
I think he looks slow.
I
think he looks really slow.
I think he gets beat bad.
Yeah,
like,
I was watching, so they showed like the promo package between Punk and Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson's throwing these punches and strikes like he's been doing it for years. Punk is like, I punch and kick. Like,
yeah, he is. I don't think he looks any different than the last.
I would love to see Punk pull guard, clinch him up, pull guard, hold him on the ground, lose by decision.
God, I would love to see Punk knock him out. Like,
that'd be awesome.
My God, can you imagine like the crowd? Because it's in Chicago this weekend, so that crowd's already going to be fully behind CM Punk.
For sure.
Plot twist. Cody Rhodes sits front row at that fight, calls him out.
Oh.
Dude, that would be dope. But
book it.
I got Mike Johnson in the first round.
Yeah, me too.
I want Punk to win so bad, but I got Mike Johnson in one. But on top of this, Mike Johnson is also an 0-1 fighter, it's just like Punk, and they both have lost to Mickey Gall. CM Punk lasted longer than Mike Johnson did.
Really?
Yep.
I don't like that. If it was to different people, it would be easier to tell, but Mickey Gall is so good. I think if they knew how good Mickey Gall was, they wouldn't have...
you look exhausted.
I'm fucking beat.
They wouldn't have fed CM Punk to Mickey Gall if they knew he was a monster.
You said that to me when that fight was announced. You're like, I can't believe it's Mickey Gall.
Yeah. Legit fans knew that this was like... This is fucked up.
Even
why are you
Mickey Gall was
guy?
like, why am I in this fight? Like, he should not be fighting me. He should be fighting somebody else who has less experience than I do. Which I do agree with.
Yeah, not only is he on a different level in MMA, but he's had such a long background in jiu-jitsu that it's unfair to give a guy a specialist.
I think it was very dumb to put Punk against a guy like that. Especially when Punk is such a big draw. Yeah. Anyways, Punk is on the fucking pay-per-view card just because of his name.
Right.
Why would you not put him up against a fighter to where he can win that fight?
Or at least just have a good fight.
Yeah.
Like, they have so many pretty faces that they try and build up. Like, you wouldn't feed CM Punk to Sage Northcutt, but fucking...
So do you think like they were just building up Mickey Gall to make Mickey Gall maybe another big name?
No, I don't think they realized it.
Or because this kind of goes with my argument on Khabib. I think they feed Khabib no names to build him up.
They I don't think they liked him very much.
Oh my God, you're poking a bear.
They gave him RDA.
Khabib isn't going to do shit against
Khabib's
McGregor.
the best in the world. Khabib's the best in the world.
I'm starting it now. This rivalry. Cougar and I have a rivalry right now. He's Team Khabib. I'm Team McGregor.
Khabib's the best there's ever been.
McGregor's going to knock him out.
I couldn't see that. Within the first 2 rounds, if it goes quick, McGregor knocks him out.
I love how Stout's gotten to know you so well to know you're poking a bear.
Khabib is the best in the world. There's only been one fight where we saw cheeks in the armor.
World at what he does.
Yeah. And Chris Jericho's the best in the world at what I do. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, fuckface?
I just watched Punk's pipe bomb this morning.
Awesome.
It was so cool. He talks about going to Japan.
Yeah.
He didn't say New Japan, but
maybe I'll go to Japan.
Yeah.
A Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Hey, Colt Cabana, how you doing?
Dwayne.
Yeah, right. You're a bigger ass kisser than Dwayne. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Still is and always will be. Whoops, I'm breaking the fourth wall.
So good.
Love it. All right, next fight. Andrei Arlovski versus Ty
Dillinger.
Tuivasa? How do you pronounce that name?
He's kind of a no-name coming up, but they're kind of giving him a Darren Till type thing. They're giving him a big-name guy to try and build the name, and I think Arlovski's going to be enough to wear him out, to exhaust him, and get the TKO in the third.
This is why Cougars are UFC insider. I think before every pay-per-view, like big pay-per-view, you should come on and actually do this, because I like this.
If you don't, I don't know shit.
Arlovski's a legit veteran, and he is going to pour it on. He's a legit monster.
All right, so we got Arlovski. So we had, you had Rashad losing. You got Overstar winning.
Alistair Overeem, yeah. Overeem's a
Mike
killer.
Johnson, and then you got Andre
Arlovski. Oh yeah, he's a fucking beast.
All right, then we got the one women's fight on the pay-per-view. We got Holly Holm versus Megan Anderson.
I'm a deep believer in Holly Holm, but Megan Anderson, I'm pretty sure she's still undefeated in the UFC. She came in with a lot of hype behind her.
How big is she? Is she the one with big boobs?
She's got some big old boobs.
Right, I pick her.
She's a legit killer, but Holly's countering is so sharp. That's a hard fight.
Let me look her up.
Look her up.
Megan Anderson's pretty good.
I haven't been a fan of Holly Holm since she lost the title quickly after she beat Ronda. Because, I mean, to me, it was kind of like, I think the Ronda Rousey thing you could see coming because it was like Ronda Rousey reminded me so much of Chuck Liddell, and it's like such a one-dimensional fighter. Yeah. Like, once a good fighter is going to get used to that, you're going to get knocked out clean, quickly, too.
She was the queen of a developing division.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
When she was there was nobody like her. Obviously, she beat Miesha Tate 3 times already. She was the only one at her level. But then they started having some next-level people come in there.
And you got to hand it to Ronda. I mean, without Ronda, there's no women's division, in my opinion.
She built that division for sure. Yeah. I do not like how she handled it at all, though. I feel like she didn't talk about it at all for almost over a year. Came back, lost to Nunes in devastating fashion. Didn't talk about it at all. Went straight to WWE and still hasn't really addressed it.
She's addressed it.
I want to hear more from her. Like,
you got to watch. She's addressed it on WWE. That's what
she addressed it on, like, Ellen and all those fucking shows too.
She said that the reason why that she didn't come out is because like she was so embarrassed and she was so like devastated. Yeah. But at the same time, her like true love was actually professional wrestling. Like she grew up watching wrestling, and it showed. She always was at WWE events. She always wore the wrestling shirts. There was a video of her crying on the couch when Seth Rollins turned on the Shield. Like she's a big fan, and now she's like being in something that I love like to my heart and that I grew up watching, instead of somebody forcing me to do something I didn't really want to do just because I was good at it. Yeah. You know, it's such a nice feeling. And the way that the wrestling community and the wrestling fans have been towards Ronda, it's fucking cool. Like,
it is cool how fast they accept her.
Well, the reason they weren't at first.
Really?
Yeah, they booed her at first until probably 2 weeks before Mania, or maybe the Elimination Chamber contract signing, when she picked up Triple H and threw him through the table. That was cool. But it was WrestleMania that like solidified her being a fan favorite when she was actually fucking good as a wrestler.
So she's a good wrestler.
Good.
She was amazing.
She's really good.
Like she's
was very
amazing.
smart. Like her
smooth.
facials, her
selling,
her selling, the way she reads things.
She always
her
kind
first
of sold things. She fought like a professional wrestler. Like in the interviews leading up to shit and weigh-ins.
She was smooth. She made Stephanie look like a good wrestler.
Yeah. Like we were worried about botches with her, and there was botches with like Kurt Angle and Stephanie McMahon and people that have done this forever.
There's a part where like she like starts wrestling Triple H in the match, and she does like a 3 or 4 moves on him where the crowd is just going fucking.
She fucking
insane.
Throws fist at him like quick, and it was
Triple H's selling is great.
Yeah.
It's priceless.
I saw a clip of that when she's just like smashed him when he's in the corner of the ring.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Triple H is like,
but
it's what she does after that is what impressed me. Is the way that she runs off the ropes, like tackles him, but then as she tackles him, she somersaults over him, but latches her arms
she
onto
did some
his
shit
like
that made no sense.
Like latched her arms onto his legs and picked him up like from the ground and had him on her shoulders, and she did a move to him.
That's nuts.
Dude, it was awesome. Like, she's good. I'm a fan of Ronda.
I'm happy she's having fun. I just didn't like her towards the last 2 years.
Yeah, I get it. I get that from a UFC, a diehard UFC fan's perspective. I totally get that. But
especially since she brought so much new life into the sport. Like, so many girls especially came in because of Ronda.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have all the new Conor fans. And then you have all that backing behind you, and then you treat it like that. It was just the Nunes fight that really got me off of her.
Yeah, she was not happy after that fight. But okay, but who you have between Holly Holm and Megan Anderson? Who are you picking?
I picked neither. I looked at both film online.
Holly Holm gets it done.
Got Holly Holm?
She gets a decision.
Misha Tate. That's just Big Titty Tate. Me and Bowman.
She's got some
so me and Bowman called her.
Oh
and
my
she
god.
Can throw.
She got fucked up.
Next up, we have
that's my
RDA.
Sorry.
Oh, and Kobe Covington.
Yep.
That's a fucking
Rafael
fight.
Dos Anjos, for those who don't know, Dos Anjos was the one who was a pussy and backed out of the McGregor fight, and that's why McGregor fought Diaz.
He has looked like an absolute hoss at welterweight, and he fucked up Robbie Lawler so bad. I've never seen Robbie Lawler
Lawler's not that
like
good
that.
of a fighter.
Robbie Lawler is a different animal.
I've never been impressed by Robbie Lawler.
RDA is one of the most well-rounded fighters in the game.
George St. Pierre made Robbie look like a douchebag and kicked his ass.
George St. Pierre makes everybody look like a douche, except Hendricks.
But then that weight class, that welterweight weight class, it's kind of fallen off since GSP, in my opinion. Then he had Tyron Woodley come in.
He just holds the belt.
He's a beast. But he is a very defensive fighter now.
Yeah.
It's weird. He like flipped, like, because he was an exciting fighter to watch, and all of a sudden now he's like boring.
Now he's pulling GSP. He's fighting safe.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
I think he lost the first fight against Wonder Boy, and Darren Till just beat Wonder Boy, so we're putting in a really weird decision. And this fight with RDA and Colby Covington is for the interim title. And the winner of that'll fight Woodley to solidify.
Who is this Kobe Covington? I've been seeing him more and more lately because of the shit talk that he's been doing.
When this guy's done fighting, he's going to wrestling. 100%. When you see his shit talk, one, it's bad. It's terrible.
That's what I've heard people say, like, his shit talking is not good.
It's not good at all.
Like, it's cringeworthy.
So good. He'll work in WWE.
They call him Captain Cringe. It's so funny, but, I mean, it's kind of entertaining. Like, you got to follow
You think he
Instagram.
does it on purpose? Like, he's bad on purpose?
Yeah. Like, he takes videos with, like, porn stars on Instagram. He's got He's got shit.
That's shit.
Nerd Bash 2018, talking about how he's gonna. He always talks about dunking his balls on these virgins. Like, he's calls Rafael Dos Anjos Ralphie Dos Nachos. He says, I'm gonna dunk my balls on him, just like Jordan did at the fucking whatever arena it's at. Always talking about dunking his balls. I kind of smell it.
You think Colby's gonna beat RDA? Because RDA is not.
I've got a feeling, but I'm still going with RDA. He's the most well-rounded fighter in the game, in my opinion. I'm going RDA by decision.
All right, then we got the main event, middleweight championship. Robert Whittaker?
Robert Whittaker and Yoel Romero.
Whittaker.
Robert Whittaker.
That is Whittaker.
Bobby Knuckles. He's a different animal. He beat Yoel once by decision, tore his ACL in the first round, went another 2 rounds with that, and still won the decision. So, actually, I think that was a main event. So, I think he went 4 rounds with the torn ACL with the most dangerous dude in the game. When you talk about skill for skill, Robert Whittaker's the best middleweight there is. But Yoel's so explosive, he can do anything at any time. I'm going Robbie. It's a safe choice, but you never know with Yoel. He's crazy.
Gotcha. All right, and that was basically UFC. What was it, 225?
225.
UFC 225 this Saturday will be. I'll be Snapchatting it from Ballpark Village, especially the Punk fight. I don't know if I'm going to watch the rest, but I'll be watching the Punk fight for sure.
You're going to Ballpark Village?
Yeah, I got a 90s pub crawl on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, that's what you're doing.
Weekend?
Yeah.
And then you're ending at Ballpark.
Well, it's at Ballpark the entire day.
Shit, alright, I'm going to be at Ballpark then.
Alright, so those were the Cougars UFC 225 predictions.
Fuck yeah. Bet on me.
Real quick. Next week we'll have our Money in the Bank predictions and Money in the... You know what? Stout, let's go next week. Top 10 Money in the Bank cash-ins next week on Offended.
I'm down.
All right.
Who cashed it on? Jeff Hardy.
CM Punk.
That's my number one, man. That pissed me off. I was such a big Hardy fan, and then that happened.
Make me and Todd have the same number one.
What's that?
Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, he did it at Mania. So.
Oh, gotcha. That's
Yeah.
dope. Who did he cash it on?
Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Did he get it?
Yeah.
Damn. It was nuts.
It was nuts. Because you're like... Hardcore wrestling fans, I think, knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I forgot about it.
The match was actually decent. That was their best match.
Well, I was like, I didn't even think that was an option, and then it was like,
Wait, did he do it after the match or before?
During.
right at the very end.
He did it during the match to make it a triple threat. So if you do it during a match, it makes it a triple threat. He was beating both of them up, and then Lesnar goes to give him an F5. Roman spears Lesnar before he could give Rollins the F5. Rollins jumps off, gives Roman the curb stomp, and wins the title. Pins Roman to win the title.
The blackout. First.
Wow.
It's called the blackout.
That's when he was
Blackout.
Tyler Black. But real quick, as I don't want to get into a deep conversation, Jim.
See?
It was revealed today that Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar are probably main eventing SummerSlam for the title. How do you feel about that?
Okay.
I feel like they just have a little hat full of like 4 names that they just swirl around.
I know what's gonna happen.
The thing is, right now with WWE, Cougar, is like they have about 30 names they could use for a world champion, and they keep shuffling between 2. It is so annoying. Brock and Roman. Yeah. It's so annoying.
So
Should be Seth
What
Rollins.
about Cena?
He's making movies.
I'd rather fucking see Cena with the belt.
I honestly would rather see Cena
Really?
Shit.
right now.
He's there.
Roman and Lesnar, this has been going on. Like, it should have ended at WrestleMania. Like, people were, like, looking forward to the end of WrestleMania because it's like, okay, finally, we can get away from this fucking story. And since Brock is the champ, Brock isn't on every episode of Raw. So Brock will work a month and then take off the next 4 or 3. And the title won't be on Raw, which makes Raw almost worthless to watch. Like, why are you watching the show if the main title's not going to be on it? What's the point?
And it's the same story every fucking time he comes back. And Brock Lesnar will be here next Monday. Oh, so Paul Heyman will go on a rant about how this, and then it's the same fucking thing. What's going to happen is they're going to fight. They're going to remake Lesnar and Undertaker. They're going to fight at SummerSlam, and then something will happen, and they'll battle it out at Hell in a Cell.
So,
I'm probably going to cancel my subscription.
Rumor right now is that Roman wins and Lesnar is actually done altogether with WWE, and so is Paul Heyman, which is ironic because they're getting paid by appearance. if Roman beats him and they are done, and they're getting paid by appearance, that means Paul Heyman is free to do whatever he wants. September 1st is Chicago and All In, and there's another Paul Heyman guy that's rumored to be wrestling at that show, CM Punk.
Cesaro?
What does, like, I've always known who Paul Heyman is, but what does he have to do with these wrestlers?
Oh my
does
God.
he, like, bring him in or something?
He's backed them up big time. If it wasn't for Paul Heyman, CM Punk would have been fired.
That's what I heard.
If it wasn't for Paul Heyman, there'd be
podcast.
a lot of wrestlers that are non-existent.
Like,
so does he just, like, find good wrestlers and, like, back
Paul
them up?
Heyman is one of the smartest wrestling minds
You need
in the
to
game.
somehow get a hold of any ECW documentary about... Because you start ECW and you'll just be like, this guy is fucking...
Just watch the Paul Heyman documentary.
Yeah. You'll just be like, wow, this guy fucking fires me up.
If it wasn't for Paul Heyman, the world would not know of Brock Lesnar and CM Punk.
What about Undertaker? Was he a Paul Heyman guy?
Yeah, actually he was. In WCW, when Undertaker was Mean Mark Calloway, before he was The Undertaker, Paul Heyman was his manager.
That's what I thought. What about Paul Bearer? Isn't that...
No, Paul Bearer was WWE. But Paul Heyman, yeah, he was the manager, and Paul Heyman, actually, if it wasn't for Heyman... Okay, I'm going to go down the list real quick, because I don't want to stay on this, but Lesnar, Punk, Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rob Van Dam, the Dudley Boys, Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, Taz, Sandman. None of those names would be...
Brian Pillman.
Wow.
None of those names would be big if it wasn't for Paul
What's
Heyman.
RVD doing? Is he still around?
Smoking weed in Battle
He
Creek, Michigan,
can't,
bro.
so he's had so many concussions that WWE's not allowing him back into WWE.
Damn, did he give a cool goodbye or anything?
No, it was like he
he
tried to
came
come back
a couple years ago and did some shit.
He tried to come back again and failed his physical.
Really? I knew he came back, but...
He's in rough shape. I saw him as stand-up. He did a stand-up. Oh man, it was bad. Wow. Yeah, he was ate up.
He's a weird guy, man.
He is.
I was always a big fan, but he's a legit weird guy.
Yeah. So, also, real quick, that I just remembered, Saturday night after the CM Punk fight, if you're one of those maniacs like myself that doesn't get a lot of sleep and you got to stay up all night, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion
is that this weekend?
Is Saturday night.
Shit.
Going into Sunday morning. We have Y2J Chris Jericho wrestling Naito for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Jericho's not going to win, but man, it'll be awesome. And Jericho's new catchphrase in Japan is fuckface, and I love it. At the end of every promo, he goes, see you at Dominion, fuckface. Love it. Love it. Heel Jericho in Japan's amazing. Would love to see Jericho win. He's not going to. But however, the main event is what everybody is talking about right now. Part 4, the fourth time these two are wrestling. Kenny Omega versus Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And a best of 2 out of 3 falls match. This match, no time limit. This match is going to go probably an hour and a half.
Rainmaker!
You're going to see Rainmaker, and V-Triggers, and Kenny Omegas, and Okadas.
You're going to see some flying
shit.
I don't know.
For anybody out there who has not watched any Okada versus Omega match, you're an idiot. Go watch it.
Yeah. Get off your ass, get your computer, get back on your ass.
They are the 3 greatest wrestling matches I think you will probably ever see in your lifetime. And we're getting part 4 this Saturday night.
I don't know. Roman Reigns and Cesaro had a pretty good one. But no, yeah, he's not lying.
I'm going with Omega. I think Omega finally ends.
He needs the push. If he's going to go to WWE, sorry to interrupt you, but if he's going to go, he needs this push the last part of the year.
Okada has been champion for over 600 and something days.
Nerd.
Nobody has beaten him. Omega is the perfect person, but I want to see Omega win with like a big heel turn. I want to see him turn back into Bullet Club Omega one more time before he goes to WWE. Yeah. Possibly my suggestion for this is have Cody, like the ultimate swerve is have Cody Rhodes help him.
Yeah,
that would be the mega swerve, because that would be the swerve nobody sees coming because they hate each other right now. And then he helps Cody win the Ring of Honor Championship, which pisses off Marty. There you go. This starts.
Sorry, I'm fucking exhausted. Marty's starting to he's
getting some steam.
He's making his way in there.
Yeah.
So how do you know Kenny Omega is going to WWE?
His contract's up in January, and he told New Japan last year that he would re-sign for one more year. And everything that he, just like JCD said last week or a few weeks ago, everything that Omega has done this year has almost been like a bucket list. Like, he's getting all these matches out of the way. He's getting these dream matches out of the way. He's getting these stories out of the way. He's never wrestled the Young Bucks. He got to wrestle the Young Bucks. Chris Jericho was a dream match. He got to wrestle Jericho. Never been the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, or he's never been the champion. If this is his bucket list year, I think he's winning the title. I think for sure he's winning the title just to solidify his legacy over there in Japan.
Then he leaves and vacates the belt, and they have a crazy thing
he
for the
won't
belt.
leave until he's not leaving until January for sure.
Gotcha.
Because January is the Royal Rumble.
And
that's where you wait for surprise. Like when AJ Styles came, it was like, oh snap.
So I personally think Omega wins, but drops the belt to Okada, back to Okada quickly. I don't think it's going to be like a long title run. I think it's just going to be like he got to hold it.
Yeah.
Give it back. Yeah. I think it's going to be that.
Give me that.
Do they have a rematch clause?
I think they do.
Yeah, but they'll probably just.
So right now,
sometimes they just forget about it.
The record between Okada and Omega is 1-1-1. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 tie. So
Gotcha.
We'll see how this one goes. Will I be shocked if Okada wins? No. Just no.
Fuck no.
I don't know. If Omega doesn't win, I'm at the point now, though, I have no idea who the fuck's going to beat Okada. No idea.
He could lose. Omega could lose and still turn heel.
Yeah. I just like Omega better as a heel. I think his babyface run has kind of been flat. Yeah. Like he's still putting on great matches, but the character itself, I think, has been a little flat. And I like him. I like the chemistry that he has on the Elite, and that hasn't been there. Okay, now one last wrestling thing. Shawn Michaels has announced that he has one match left in him, but he said it's only between AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, and Johnny Gargano. It's got to be Daniel Bryan.
It's the safest one.
It's got to be. It's the one that makes the most sense. He said the only way he would do it is if it's done correctly. I get you can do Styles best, like great for great. You know, who's the best of this generation, who's the best of that generation, blah blah blah. You can also do Johnny Gargano's the future versus the past, but Daniel Bryan was Shawn Michaels' student. Michaels trained Daniel Bryan. It's gotta be Daniel Bryan. It's gotta be. And if it's Daniel Bryan, you do this at WrestleMania, the fans will not be mad that Daniel Bryan's not in a title match at WrestleMania next year.
No, they wouldn't.
That's your safe way of doing it.
How reminiscent would it be if he kind of does the same thing like Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, where he retires him right there?
Do that. He did that against The Undertaker. Yeah. Undertaker put his career on the line. Michaels lost. But all of a sudden, Michaels has always been against doing one more match. Mm-hmm. It was just kind of out of the blue. Michaels was like, yeah, I think I have one more left in me. I think Michaels is getting like antsy again because now he's the one of the head trainers at NXT.
Yeah.
And he's the last few years in professional wrestling, we have seen probably some of the greatest wrestling matches ever. And I think it's getting to Michaels like a little bit. He's like, I was once like the greatest. Like, let me see if I can go again against like somebody now.
Well, like a year ago, a little over a year ago, AJ Styles, or no, it wasn't this past year. It was over a year ago when AJ Styles and like HBK there was some chatter about it, about them wrestling.
Oh yeah,
like it was in 2017. Around like the Royal
Styles
Rumble and whatnot. Yeah, Styles.
It was the Royal Rumble.
Somebody like made a post and stuff, and
Styles
AJ was like,
"Let's do it."
Are you serious about it? And HBK was like, well, I heard about it. He's like, I'd love to, but I can't.
He's like, I just don't think it. He's like, what he said was like, I just don't think it would make sense. He's like, I want it to make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. He's like, that's the only way he's coming back is if it makes sense. Bryan to me is the only one that makes sense. Student, teacher, and that just tells the story right there.
So, I like that.
Yeah, me too. All right, moving on to the last topic of the day. And it's time for Hockey Talk right here on Offended, presented by PWP Nation, the Facebook exclusive, but this time it's going to be on the episode. Why, you ask? Because it's over.
Stuns up.
The 2017-18 Stanley Cup champions, the Washington Capitals. Congratulations to the Washington Capitals. This is the last edition of Hockey Talks until
June 22nd-ish.
Until around there. Until around the draft. We'll do this again around there and do, a couple things here and there. We might go live for a little Hockey Talk.
We
might. But with that being said, what a Stanley Cup. We haven't had a Hockey Talk in 2 weeks. We haven't had the Hockey Talk since the end of the Western Eastern Conference Finals. I think I take that back. I think we maybe had one right before the Stanley Cup started, and then I went on vacation. We didn't do any during the Stanley Cup Final, and it ended up being an amazing fucking series. You look at the series score, Capitals win the series 4-1, and I look at that almost as a lie, because it's like they barely won these games.
Yeah. Well,
except for game 4.
Yeah,
except for
but
game 4.
That was still a tough game.
Yeah.
For 2 periods. That was a fun Stanley Cup Finals.
That was honestly one of the best Stanley Cup Finals I think I've seen in a very, 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 very long time. We got Cougar here with us, and he's not a big hockey fan, and his eyes were glued to the TV.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I'm kind of a hockey fan now. That was a lot.
You got to go to some Blues games.
That was a lot.
That's fun.
So, thus it begins. We have no hockey until September, October, and I'm sad now.
What was your overall feeling of the Stanley Cups this year?
Of the playoffs?
Playoffs, yeah.
Thought it was okay. I thought the first round was boring. I didn't think the first round lived up to past years, and then I thought the second round picked it up a little bit, and then I thought the conference finals and the Stanley Cup finals were amazing.
Yeah. I thought the Eastern Conference was a little more entertaining. Holy cow. Just got tuned up a bit. Hey.
Oh, Cougar, that thing turns it up. Turns up our volume.
Oh, here we go. How am I?
You just stop touching it.
Yeah.
Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
No, it turns up like the volume in our headset.
Oh.
So it just got like really loud to like us.
I was like, man, am I yelling? Getting louder.
Sorry, guys.
But I thought the Eastern Conference was a little more entertaining than the Western.
It was.
I mean, Vegas was very entertaining. First off, just a hell of a season.
Yeah.
They have nothing to... They won't have nothing to be ashamed of.
Proved everybody wrong. It proved me wrong, without a doubt.
And I disagree with the people that are upset, like, oh, well, they got all these players. They went out there and played hockey. We have second and third round picks. We have players, and the Blues don't put it together. You gotta play hockey.
Most of the fans that I see doing this are just fans that are jealous that their team isn't in the finals right now.
If all of us, if those people were alive, were born in like 1950, and when the Blues got a team in 67, they would be like the same way the Knights are.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
No, we just play hard. It's like, yeah, because we went to the Cup 3 times in a row. So.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That was a hell of a...
Good for Washington.
Hell of a Stanley Cup. So we go to Game 1. Game 1 was back and forth. Shit. Honestly, if you think back, the Capitals could have potentially swept the series if Eller makes that goal that he missed the wide open net one-time run. Did you forget about that?
No, I remembered it.
God. Like, you really think back, they tied that game, they go to overtime. The Capitals could have won this series in 4. Capitals were on a mission. Ovechkin was on mission.
Fire.
And I gotta be honest, seeing Ovechkin, the emotion that's pouring from Ovechkin when the game was over, right when that buzzer went off and Ovechkin jumps on the ice and just screams, is elated, that gave me goosebumps. But what gave me more goosebumps is when Ovechkin skated over to the cup, and when Bettman called his name over, and he didn't skate over, he just turned around and looked at his team and just screamed.
Yeah.
Like, just kept screaming. That gave me goosebumps. He touches the cup, screams even louder, and he raises the cup. Fuck yes. And just, to me, that just reminds me of why I love hockey so much. It's like the passion, the grittiness, and just the love for the game. Like, that, to me, Alexander Ovechkin, I think, defined what it means to be a hockey player.
Yeah, not that he wasn't a great leader before, but this playoffs he stepped it up.
Yeah,
I mean, small things like blocking every shot he could.
Oh yeah,
small things like that where the players pay attention to that.
And this was the first year in a few years that the Capitals did not have the national spotlight on them.
No.
And there was no pressure on them, and they flew in, and like they came under the radar of like a lot of people, like especially including me. Like I kind of forgot the Capitals even were in the playoffs at one point, and then the second round came along. I'm like, oh yeah, the Capitals. The Capitals have a pretty decent team. And then I heard on Spit and Chicklets, Paul Bissonnette was like, they don't have that pressure on them right now. If they can get by Pittsburgh, I don't think there's anybody stopping them.
No.
And Paul Bissonnette, you were biz nasty, correct. Caps year. And you made fun of me.
I didn't
for the last month and a half now. You made fun of me for saying Caps year, Caps year.
I made fun of you because you switched like four teams.
Fucking Mark.
Because you were like, no, dude, it's Boston, dude. This team's Boston can't be stopped.
I did have Boston. I picked
you were
Boston.
high on Boston, and then you were
Boston.
like, oh, wait, the Capitals beat the Penguins. I love the Capitals. Okay.
I just admitted to it. I forgot about the Capitals.
You forgot about the Capitals?
Yeah.
You forgot about the Bruins.
Well, I forgot about the Bruins because they got eliminated. Did you forget about the Blues?
That was your team. I forgot about the Blues in like December. That's a lie. No, I mean I'm glad they finally. It's well deserved, not just for Ovechkin, for the team.
It's extremely well deserved.
They've battled hard. So I see him get it. The weight's off the shoulder. I'm excited to see what happens with Ovechkin now, though.
Yeah. Will he stay in Washington?
Yeah.
I'll take Oshie back.
You know what I'm happy though? I could see him staying there. I don't think he's going to get the. He doesn't have to go through like the Jerome McGinley treatment.
Oh god.
Where he bounces around to 45 teams and fucking.
That's the worst.
Doesn't get anything.
Yeah.
So that's good for hockey. This playoff was good for hockey.
Yeah, this playoffs, I mean, you looked at the ratings for this Stanley Cup final, I think were through the fucking roof. And you could say, a lot of people will be like, oh, it's because it's Vegas and they're the expansion team. But I honestly think it's mostly, I think Vegas had a lot to do with it. But I think the guaranteed first time Stanley Cup champion had a lot to do with it. First time that either team was going to win a cup. And you have one of the biggest faces of hockey, arguably probably the most liked face of hockey, Alexander Ovechkin. I think more people like Ovechkin than they do Sidney Crosby in the NHL.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's a ratings maker right there.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw celebrities tweeting about this year's Stanley Cup Finals. Fucking Finn Balor, Irishman from fucking Bray County, Ireland, who I've never seen him tweet anything about hockey, was tweeting tonight about how good the Stanley Cup Final was. Yep. Like, it was everywhere. And Ovechkin wins. It's like, people are like, oh, the Cinderella story didn't come true. I'm like, yes, it did. Ovechkin won. Like,
either way, the story was going to have a happy ending.
Yeah.
You're going to be happy for their team. You know what? I'm not calling that this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd love to see these two go at it again, the finals one year.
No shit.
Not even it's next year, but somewhere down the road.
Yeah. If the Blues were in the Stanley Cup Final, we would have lost, like you said, the goal differential would have been like 40-0.
They would have lost in 3 games.
Yeah, no shit. They would have forfeited Game 4. But what was I going to say? But Game 5, tonight's game, I think was probably the best game of the series, and arguably the best hockey game I probably watched in years. It was the back and forth, the battle, the consistency of the aggression and the heart that was played throughout this game was that. Tonight's game defined hockey. Like, that's a hockey game.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like the fucking NBA where it's an all-star team versus LeBron and friends. Like,
LeBron and friends.
Like, it's a joke. Like, the NBA is a joke. You're guaranteed the same team and LeBron James in the finals every year.
Yeah. Well, and people
every
can
year.
say it's like, well, it's either Chicago or Pittsburgh. It's like, true, it had been those teams, but there was also a different, and it wasn't predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, if they won, it wasn't easy. It wasn't like they were sweeping through everybody.
Well, and then I saw somebody, I think it was, I fucking cannot stand, what's his name? Colin Cowherd. I think it was Colin Cowherd that said LeBron James has never, or Michael Jordan never faced the amount of talent that LeBron James has faced. I'm like, you stupid fuck. Yes, he had. Like, the NBA was way harder back in the 90s. You always have a different team. Every team had an all-star in the 90s. Right. It wasn't like now where every all-star's on one team.
Yeah,
like,
obviously the talent's different. It's literally like, that's why nobody ever compares like Gretzky. Like, they try to compare, but it's nothing like, no, it's like, no, Gretzky is the best hockey player ever.
Yeah. And he also
it's like, you could put Ovechkin in his time. Yeah, obviously Ovechkin is gonna would put up 300 goals because it's like Ovechkin was born now.
If Ovechkin
was born then, he'd have the same skill.
Exactly.
He'd be one of the best players is the skill then.
But I do find it funny when people argue the LeBron Jordan thing. It's like, at the same time, I'm kind of like, man, just let them be. Like, they're different generations. They were the best of their generations, so let it be. But at the same time, Jordan has won way more trophies and has way more leads and stats than LeBron can even come close to. Like, LeBron may beat him in MVP awards, but Jordan has way more championship rings, and Jordan has, I swear to God, somebody posted this the other day, Jordan has, like, almost 30 other championships that he has won and is leading points in. Leading points in. That LeBron is nowhere near in. And it's like, all these people are just looking at MVPs and, like, these stupid little, like, trophies that the media blows up in our face, but they're not looking at everything that each player has done. Jordan, nobody compares to Michael Jordan. Nobody does. Has LeBron James saved a cartoon race from aliens?
And he beat the fucking Monstars. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's all you need.
Anyway, back to a real sport like hockey. Man, we paused recording this episode for the entire game because the game was so good. We were gonna go in between periods and try to record some stuff, but we were like, we can't. Like,
it was intense. I don't even like hockey, but I'm pretty hooked after that.
Playoff hockey is
playoff hockey is another animal. Like, it is another animal.
They don't give. And I told you this earlier.
Playoff hockey is
the
best.
Vegas looks. They looked a little more tired than.
Oh yeah.
Washington. You could tell at the beginning of this series it was just like. Oh, I think it all caught up to him.
I think you could kind of tell for the first couple games, but game 4 and 5, I think, is when you really saw Vegas was just done. Like,
yeah, it was.
But as close,
but they didn't give up.
They didn't give up.
They kept firing and firing.
They may have gave up a little bit in game 4 in the third period, but game 5 they did not give up until probably the last. I'm not even going to say they were giving up. In the last 3 minutes of the game, you could just tell they're just spent. Yeah. They're gassed, and they could not do anything.
Well, and it was like the first round where like the puck didn't want to go in for him that much, and I think they were just like, it's almost like one of those things where you like realize you're like, this, I guess it's just not. Yeah, it's not going to happen. They looked deflated.
They did. They really did. Yeah. But anyway, congratulations to Alexander Ovechkin. Well deserved, but also congratulations to TJ Oshie, Lars Eller, 2 former Blues who are also Stanley Cup champions. Congratulations to Jim Stout's best friend, Smith Pelly, you played hockey against, and he wrecked you apparently during a game. Congratulations to Braden Holtby and the rest of the Washington Capitals, the Stanley Cup champion Washington Capitals, might I add. So congrats, Capitals. See you next season, hockey fans. Alright, so that's basically it. Next week on Offended, we will have the top 10 Money in the Bank cash-ins. We will have, of course, Songs of the Week. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at OffendedPod. You can go listen to our hockey talks, the last one until the free agency, until the draft, on Facebook exclusively at facebook.com/OffendedPod. You can buy our t-shirt at www.prowrestlingtees.com/offended-podcast. Go follow our Spotify playlist at Offended Presents Songs of the Month. And if you're not listening to it right now on this app, you need to go just fucking download it, favorite it, and listen to it on there again on iHeartRadio. You just type in Offended, we come right up. Cougar, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Go listen to the Mancast. Cougar,
Fuck yeah.
Might just be, you're on summer vacation. You might as well just come on every episode.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right.
Co-host.
I decided to fucking
The co-host.
again.
Go watch how Stoutsy and I came back together on the show. We weren't on speaking terms, and there's a video. There's video evidence now.
I love you.
Amazing
There's
video.
evidence now. Shut up. You had me at hello. But we have video evidence on the Facebook
Teasers.
on the Facebook page. Teasers. For Stoutsy. I'm Tricky. This has been Offended, presented by PWP Nation. Good night, and congrats to the Washington Capitals. And let's go CM Punk.